Hey y'all, and welcome back to Art Talk. This episode we're gonna be, you know what, this isn't right. No. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Different intro from usual, but I think it was necessary because obviously I've been away. But a lot's changed since the last time I saw y'all. New microphone, which obviously isn't being showcased in this video outside of me using it right now. New experiences, which is what I really wanted to focus on in this video, and which will be expounded upon in subsequent videos. But yeah, this is just a cool little snapshot showing y'all where I've been and kind of setting up what the next couple episodes will be. I hope y'all enjoy, and I hope y'all have been sticking around in the meantime. I don't expect y'all to rewatch whole videos, but hey, it wouldn't hurt, But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Take care. Cool. No matter how many times I leave, I always find myself back at the park for these. How do you even start when it's been a minute, One thing I realized in working on the videos is that you can only speak in ideology for so long before you have to speak in what you're actually doing, So while I was away, I worked on things. Tried my best to make things happen to the best of my ability, but I did it through my own network. I connected with people more. I reached out. I started building things, and it's not like I did a lot. It's only been a few months, 2 months, a couple of months, but it was something. I did something, and I think that that's sort of the crux of what I've always been trying to say in all of this is be proactive in your dreams. And I had to look in the mirror and make sure that I was doing the same. Ultimately, I didn't want to end up in a place where all I ever did was talk about what I aspire to and not what I'm currently doing. Because like I said, I wanted this to be a journey for us. I wanted this to be something that we could all do and grow together in. No matter what it is, I wanted this to be one of those things where I could look back on and be like, hey, I talked about I was going to do this thing and I did it. And, it's coming to fruition one way or another. Like I told you, I remember I was on camera with Rowan last time and we talked about how we're going to do a project together. We're going to make it work. We're going to work on it, and we've already taken those steps. We're starting to get people involved in showing their art or whatever else they're going to do, and we're working on location, figuring out collective names, show names, etc., etc., etc. Working on all of that. I started working on art for said show because I was in a rut of sorts when it comes to art, when it comes to creating, and I said that I needed a task to work towards to be able to do this successfully, do it the way that I wanted to do it. So I'm doing that. I started getting more into photography. I did a shoot for my friend's birthday, and I made a cool video out of it for Instagram. Shout out to Darren, man. Shout out to you, D. professional shoot that was done not for money. That sounds greedy, but the point still stands. Like, I was paid to do this, and she said she really liked them. I was supposed to pick up the prints today, but just got the notification that got delayed. So, I was hoping to be able to show y'all the prints today as well. But so much for that. And here comes a person. Hopefully they don't try and interrupt my shot. Started working more in that space, and I'm learning a lot already, and it's only been like one shoot. I might have another one down the line. We're seeing about that. I know I have one person that said that they want some photos for some stuff that they're getting into. I did some headshots for my friend the other day. That was more of a favor friend thing than it was a commercial business thing, but it's not always about the money. But yeah, I've been actively working on things. I've been also just experiencing life and trying to grow as a person as well, because that's really needed when creating. You need something to create from other than just your imagination. Experiencing life helps build your imagination in some instances. Like, I took a trip to Houston with two of my friends. I went with Darren and I went with my partner Bruce. Y'all have seen Bruce, but I've known him just as long as I've known Darren. I actually met Bruce a little bit before Darren. Like, we've known each other for a decade at this point, which sounds crazy at this age, but yeah, man, this is really crazy. But yeah, man, I went to Houston, and that was such an amazing trip. It was my first time taking a trip without family. It was, outside of like school stuff, that doesn't really count. It was like my first time really being out on my own in that sense. I was able to experience the world in a different way. I feel like even within trips with family and school and all that, there's a structure to it that you still have to adhere to, whereas when you're on your own, you have that sort of decision-making process. We had to put the trip together on our own. We had to figure out finances and everything in between, So doing that was fun and in some ways challenging, but ultimately we're definitely doing it again. DreamCon 2025 was a 10 out of 10, so 2026 Houston again. What else? I've been experiencing like movies. I've been going out enjoying movies, man. I went and saw Sinners. I was so excited about seeing that because they were talking about it was going to be shot in so many different aspect ratios, and I was trying to go see as many different ones as possible. It didn't work out that way, but it was still a cool experience. It was still a very good movie. I really enjoyed it. I went and saw that with some friends, and so that was really fun. And I had a video that I actually shot talking about it, but I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. It felt thrown together in a sense. But I'll give you a quick rundown of my thoughts, which I want to start making this a segment where I talk about something going on in pop culture, like that Wayne album. We'll get to that, but quick rundown on Sinners, like months after it's relevant to talk about it, I guess, but who cares? Sinners, I really enjoyed it. I thought the cinematography was really good. The concept was interesting. It fed into a lot of classic vampire tropes, but then it introduced this idea of a hive mind and this idea that you're sharing thoughts with you're sharing thoughts with Remick, but Remick, you don't have any of Remick's like thoughts or memories or anything like that. It's parasitic, essentially. And this idea that culture has to be guarded. I don't want to use the word gatekept because people act like gatekept is a bad word at this point, but it has to be guarded and protected, or else it'll end up like the blues or rock and roll or jazz or whatever you want to associate that with. Country music, everything has to be protected if you really care about it, because it's very easy for someone to come in and take over. And I don't know, I really appreciated the movie. I thought that it was enjoyable just on the surface level, but I thought it gave you something to look into and figure it out for yourself. So I really appreciated it. I made like a much longer video about this initially, but everyone's already done it. You don't watch one of them. But yeah, I do want to talk about this Lil Wayne album. I was so sad because honestly, Wayne could still rap. There's no dispute about Wayne still being able to rap. Wayne is terrible with production. I kind of wish Wayne had great conceptual music at one point or another. Like, what year was it? Whatever year the Suffix came out, when he was rapping over Jay-Z beats, he's had great conceptual songs. He had the song about, when he did his own version of Dear Summer. I prefer that version of Dear Summer to Jay-Z's, partially because it's Katrina related, and so it's a lot more relatable, if that makes any sense. But, man, what is happening with these squirrels in these trees, yo? But, yeah, like, I don't know, man. I feel like Wayne does the thing where he's like, I don't know anything that's going on outside of myself, and I think it works to his detriment, especially at this point in his career, because, like, he tried to be, I don't know, maybe he tried to be different, and sometimes different doesn't always work out, which, hey, I commend people trying to constantly evolve and change themselves, I guess. But I mean, he didn't really do that in terms of like the raps. Like, there were some raps on there that I wasn't really vibing with, like the bar about him and his son and a woman and her daughter. I didn't really rock with that at all. I'm not gonna say what the bar was, but yeah. What? The beats were just terrible. Like, why were you getting Lin-Manuel Miranda? Like, why Clef Jean being the EP for this? You'd think it wouldn't lead to Lin-Manuel Miranda production, but yeah, that was really bad. I can't, like, the Weezer cover was unnecessary. He still can't play guitar for real. I wish he stopped trying to do rock music without, like, learning the different elements of rock music, maybe. I don't know. Just learn how to play guitar, and I think you'd be so much further along. I am very confused by why the Ave Maria sample. They said Wyclef Jean flew to Italy to get that cleared. Why? There's never been a reason that you needed that. Not one point in life. Oh, and it's about to start raining. Goodbye. Okay, so we're back in the car now. Wayne said, "This my city. You're not about to talk too bad to me about my city. You're not about to talk bad to me in my city and think you're not about to get rained on. Hey, Wayne, that's my fault. I'm sorry. You still my GOAT. But, I can't lie. Yeah, so wasn't a big Wayne, wasn't a big fan of that album. Wish he wouldn't have named it Carter 6. Name it something else and probably get to less visceral reaction from people. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, man, you know, I really wanted this video to just be a sort of, hey, I've been still creating and doing things video. I'm meeting up with a friend of mine next week and we're gonna shoot an episode. This is a friend you have not met yet, so, you know, you guys are just meeting more and more people. There's new characters you're unlocking every time you watch an episode, so keep watching, you know? Let me adjust this real quick. Yeah, so I think that actually looks way better. I can fix the whatever lighting issues that may come from this, but yeah, this is way better. Yeah, I really just wanted this video to be a conversation, sort of just letting you guys know that I am working on the things that I've talked about in these videos, and I hope that y'all are working as well. You know, I do want this to be something where we can keep each other updated on whatever progress we're making, and there be like a level of growth throughout all of this. You know, when I was making all those videos a couple months ago, I was really aiming for consistency, and you know, I was trying to make sure I could like do just a simple video on a weekly basis. But from there, I was like, there are some things that I want to be able to grow from within this and change. So I took a break, worked on those things, and hopefully we're coming back stronger, you know? So yeah, I appreciate y'all. I realized I didn't do the regular intro this time. I don't know, how do y'all feel about the intro? Do y'all want to keep it? Do y'all not? Are we a intro channel? Are we not? I think I'll keep the outro just because, like, how else do you sign off? But yeah, that's all I'm really gonna do for y'all, man. Let me know what y'all been working on in the comments. Let me know what y'all have been doing while I was away. You know, I know I said May, ended up being June, but you know, better late than never. Until next time, it is hot in this car, but the air is noisy. So let me get off of here. Until next time, you know, it's been Art Talk. It's been Don. Hope y'all been safe. Hope y'all been good. Hope y'all been productive in whatever sense that means for you. Peace. Ha ha, I almost forgot. Got some new shoes while I was away. I'm not even a person for showing shoes, but you know, I think these are kind of cool. Let me know if y'all rocking with these. Yeah. Alright, yeah. I'm out.